Today's March 16th, 2026, and welcome to the 479th episode of the Videogames podcast. Here on the show, we talk about any game at all, including new stuff, old stuff, and anything in between. My name is Brad Galloway. I'm the one-man host of the show, and I'm also the editor of GameCritics.com, a website that uses the full range of review scores from 0 to 10 and offers full accessibility information on every review that we publish. And with me today is everyone's favorite man about town, Carlos Rodella.
What's up?
Musical intro. How's it going, sir?
Good. And I didn't tell you about this before the show, but I'm kind of excited and also weirded out, but I have new glasses on the way.
Oh, really? You have not traditionally been a glasses knower or wearer as long as I've known you.
Right, and I haven't needed them, but I think I told you on the podcast that, a year ago, it started getting blurry close up. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I actually just went and got two brand new pairs of glasses, one for distance and one for up close. So I have like multiple glasses around the house, and man, people don't tell you your eyes fucking quit on you when you get old, man.
They start doing things, and here I learned a couple things. One, because I finally went to an eye doctor, and I haven't been to one ever. I don't know,
Never?
I don't think I ever have.
Jesus, okay.
But it's not like that's what's made them bad. It's just I've been getting older. But they've been, fantastic. You know what I mean? They've done really good. People.
I mean, maybe you think they've been fantastic, but actually they haven't been because your vision is so poor
Nice.
you didn't know any different.
No.
You never knew.
Now, I'll tell you, because I got this is the whole beginning. This is our housekeeping.
Okay.
But I got the not bill of health. What's it called? I got the
What, the diagnosis?
Diagnosis. Thank you. And it's not. I mean, it's pretty good. It's not bad at all. But the point is, I just didn't need it. And then at some point, close up, looking at the computer screen, it was a little blurry, and I could tell that it was one eye. I could just tell the right eye, and I was like, yeah. So, anyways, I go in and she does all these tests, and she's so fast. And it's so cool that, when they put those things in front of you, how they change your vision, they're like...
Yeah, they flip-flop the lenses back and forth and stuff.
Yeah, they do it so fast. And she goes, how about now? And I go, holy crap. I can see the real world, Yes. And so, but she did it for far away, and my far away was pretty good. It did look better when she did far away, new lenses. But sure. I didn't need it. It was just I saw insanely, far away.
I mean, that sounds like you need it.
No, but she told me, she goes, basically, your eyes are good and, you're farsighted, which means close up, you need something for your right eye. And that's the prescription I got, right? Which is, they're just they're computer glasses, so they're not for all time.
Yeah, I have computer glasses too.
Yeah.
But if your eyes are good, they could be great. You have great eyes, not good eyes.
Well, the only thing is, she goes, later on in life, you'll probably want another one. But then you just get the bifocal one where you can look up and it's different than down.
Little progressive lenses.
Yeah, so I don't necessarily want to do that anyhow. But I read
I tried those, dude. It's hard.
It's hard, yeah.
I quit. That's why I have two glasses, right? Because they wanted to give me those bifocal / progressive lenses where for example, the top half of your lens is distance.
Yes.
And the bottom half of your lens is close up. And man, fucking annoying.
No thanks.
And it was just I was like, fuck it. I'm like, no, give me two glasses. And the doctor's like, we're going to have to switch your glasses all the time. I'm like, I don't fucking care. I'll do it. I don't want this fucking fisheye shit going on.
And that's how they sounded. You'll have to, excuse me,
that's
got
exactly.
something in my throat. You'll have to.
Yeah, he was looking down on me because I didn't want bifocals.
Yeah,
But fuck, shove your bifocals. I don't want those, dude.
My eye doctor is awesome. She was so cool, and she was so to the point. By the way, the other thing that's cool, I got to tell you this, okay? I never got any of this stuff done. So for me, it's just kind of exciting. I don't know. I know it's sad that I might need glasses in quotes, but I don't know. For some reason, I'm just optimistic about it.
I mean, as a lifelong glasses wearer, it's not that sad.
Right. And also, everybody tells me to shut the hell up for the people who have been wearing glasses their whole lives. And they all tell me, hey, Carlos, you had a good run. You know what I mean? That's what they tell me.
Yeah, man. You got all these years without having to wear glasses. That's
50.
Amazing, dude.
Dude, 50.
That's amazing. It's
so
amazing.
I can't say shit. Okay. Anyways, the two tests they did, one of them, you look in these little, eye holes or whatever, and in the distance, it was a liminal space picture.
Yeah, they do that too.
The long, sure. And there's a little house at the end. And I told her,
Did
I was
you ask for a controller? Did you want to see if you can get to the end of it?
No, I did tell her that it was a liminal space, and she was like, oh, some people have told me that.
She's like, whatever, dude. I'm just doing the exam.
I know. She's like, shut up, please. No, and then the other exam that was crazy, this is the craziest one. Because I was like, listen, I've had eye headaches too. I just want to know what's going on. I want to make sure everything's okay. It was a full retinal scan.
Oh, yeah.
And so
Yeah,
you
yeah,
look
yeah.
in all the directions. Did you do that one?
Oh, yeah, I've done that one before.
Okay. And so they get the thing back, and I could see everything about my eyeball. It was insane. And here's the good news. Welcome to the iCast. She goes.
I'm sure people are like, "Oh my god,
I know.
Is this a game? Will you please get to games?"
I came for
Yes,
games.
We
No.
will. We will.
So she goes, guess what? Your eyes look great. She goes, everything about them. There's no problems. There's nothing of concern. You know, all that stuff that could be a problem in eyes. She goes, I have the full 360 look at your eyeball, and it's great. And I was like, oh, that's amazing. She said, but you have a little bit of stigmatism, and I learned what stigmatism means. It means the curvature of your eyeball.
Yes.
And so if it's not round all the way, then the little bit of unroundness makes it harder to see.
Yeah, it fucks you up. I have astigmatism in one of my eyes. Yeah.
But it's not like when you hear stigmatism, you think it's something in your eye. No, it's this curvature of your actual eyeball. Did you know that?
Yeah, it's a yes, because it's weird, but like with my particular eye, if I squish it, like if you're like rubbing your eye or something, I noticed one day that when I was rubbing my eye, I'm like, oh wait, I can see really clearly all of a sudden.
Oh my goodness.
I'm squishing my eye.
That makes sense.
And so, I mean, don't like put your finger in your eye or anything, because that'll be like responsible
Don't do that,
for like
yeah.
having you. Yeah, don't do that. That's not medical advice, folks. But yeah, like when I was squishing my eye, I'm like, oh shit, wait, if I squish my eye the certain way, I can see clearly. And then it's like, okay, well, my eye must be in a weird shape or whatever. And then, yeah, I had astigmatism.
That's
pretty badly
crazy.
in one eye or whatever. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry about the iCast, but I'm kind of like, in 2 weeks, I get these new glasses, and I don't know.
Well, seeing is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Seeing is cool, and it's exciting to be able to see better, so I get the enthusiasm for it here.
Seeing better and also not eye headaches, because I was getting eye headaches.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
All right, enough about eyes.
Enough about eyes. Let's get to the stuff. Let's get to the goods. Let's get to the games, I think. Really quickly before we get into the podcast, just a quick shout out for GameCritics.com. I am the editor over there, and I do like to give a little spotlight to things we've published. If you haven't been there recently, feel free to go click on over to GameCritics.com and see what we've got up. Last week we did John Carpenter's Toxic Commando review.
Oh, yeah.
That looks like a lot of fun. Lovish review, which is kind of a weird platformer with a lot of like 10,000 cutscenes in it. We did Space Warlord Baby Training Simulator, which, I mean, it says it all right there in the title.
Great.
A couple other things as well. I think we had a preview and I think a couple videos or something. So go over to GameCritics.com, check it out. We're always putting reviews up. My goal is to do like one review per day. Sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't, but we do get new stuff up every week, and we are 100% ad-free. We don't owe anyone our allegiance, so you can trust our opinions. It's what we really think. Also, check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@GameCritics.com videos. We put up a bunch of trailers last week, and these are all hand-curated. It's not just like PR blather. It's stuff that somebody on the crew thought looked cool. So if you see a trailer there, one of us is really excited for that. And I don't know a better endorsement than that. And also, before we get into it, just a quick heads up about the Patreon. You're listening to the show, or maybe you have been to GameCritics.com. All the costs for both those things are paid out of my pocket, this pocket right here. And if you love the show, you love the site, you love both, or, I mean, not neither. You got to love at least one of those things.
Yeah.
You got to love at least one. I would invite you to chip in and help me keep the whole thing running. If everybody chipped in $1 a month, just one, literally just one, every expense would be covered. If you can afford it, I would appreciate it. All right, folks, let's get to the games. Appreciate your patience through the iCast, but now you probably learned something about optometry or eye health. Yeah, you know, get yourself checked out if you need to. All right, let's start the show with circle backs, where we circle back to things we've covered in depth on previous episodes. We're not going to get into all the details right here. These are just kind of quick updates to let you know if our thoughts have changed on something for better or for worse after spending more time with it. Let me kick things off here, Carlos, because I feel like you've got an epic rant coming in a minute. So let me kick things off here. Circling back to Star Trek Voyager Across the Universe, I talked about it, I think last episode. This is the sim management ant farm type view where you recreate the show Star Trek Voyager, and you kind of like retrace the steps of the cast as they try to get back home after being blasted a gazillion miles away into the dark depths of space. Various adventures along the way, so forth and so on. And it's cool because you can make different choices than people in the show made. It follows a lot of the same beats. If you've seen the show, you will see a lot of the same missions, or not. Well, the missions are like basically episodes. So every time you see a side mission, it's like an episode from the show. And you can either make the same choices or you can make different choices. Some people will live when they died on the show, or vice versa. You can recruit people that were your enemies on the show, and back and forth and so on. People who are main characters can die. It's just really cool. I think it's a very, very good sim game on its own. A little rough around the edges, lacks a little pizzazz, but I think it's built on a really solid core idea. I've been enjoying it very much. But if you are a fan of the show, you're going to get like 10,000 times more out of it because they are constantly dropping references and callbacks, and you're going to have a lot of characters that you remember from the show, and you're going to be like, oh, I remember that episode, and oh, I remember the guy is an asshole, and oh, I like this person, oh, I'm going to save them this time. It's really, really fun. I think it's really great. I think overall, just a quick circle back, I think it's awesome. Really just like, it's impossible to put it down. I want to get back to it. I really just like haven't been able to stop playing it. So it's really good times. But I will say, just a quick heads up, there have been a couple rough patches so far. There's been a couple bugs that I've hit. I think the devs need to go back and just iron out a couple of things. Like, for example, there's one mission where you have a saboteur on board, and they're fucking things up on your ship. They're breaking your rooms and making you waste resources in a place where you really can't afford to waste resources. And you get to choose one of your officers to go track down the saboteur. And there's a bug. If you choose one specific person, which of course is the person that I chose, they just like disappear. And they never find the saboteur, and they're gone for like the whole rest of the chapter, which was like majorly a problem because it fucked me up because that was like a really good character, and the person who's the saboteur keeps doing damage and no one stops them, so it just like does more and more damage. It's a big fucking problem. So that was a bug. They were supposed to come back after like 3 turns or something, and they were just like gone, which is a problem. The other problem I ran into was the button to skip a chapter or go to the next chapter, and a button to answer a communication are the same button. And at one point I was in the middle of a cutscene, or not a cutscene, but a side mission. And I went to go answer the call to respond to this side mission, and I skipped into the next chapter. And so I lost 2 characters, fucked the whole thing up. I'm like, no. So I had to go back and restart. So that was a problem. Minimal problem. But like once you get past the rough edges, or like once you know where the issues are, it's just really fucking fun. I'm really enjoying it quite a bit. I think that, of course, you're going to get more out of it if you're a Voyager fan. But overall, I think this is a great structure, and I really like these type of management sim games. We saw it in Frostpunk. We saw it in The Alters. We've seen it here and there. It's traditionally like more of a PC type format, but I think you can do it really well on console, as those other games prove. And I think this is one more to add to the list. If you like The Alters, if you like Frostpunk, I think you probably will like this one as well. Even though it's like slightly more cryptic because they don't explain every single character. You know, they kind of assume you've seen the show probably, but it's still a great experience. So I think Star Trek Voyager Across the Universe is really good. I'm having a great time with it, and I definitely recommend it. So my circle back is like, it's still the shit. It's really good stuff. I'm about 3/4 done with the game. I'm definitely going to roll credits on it, and I'll report back when I'm done. I'll have a full review. But so far, definitely like it's thumbs up if you're just like a regular gamer. And it's like double thumbs up if you're a Star Trek fan, for sure.
Yeah, if you like know the show, that sounds like it's like up your alley all the way.
Absolutely.
And the ton of those games on PC, obviously. You know, it's like we don't get them all on console, but
definitely. Yeah, lots of those on PC. But man, I like it when one thing that I really like, I've said this before, but I want to call out, they've done a great job with the UI. I think there's places to improve. It's not perfect, but I think in general, it's really visible. Things are where you think they should be. It's easy to navigate through the menus. It feels like they've really taken some time to think it through.
Yeah.
And a lot of those PC games, which I've played a few of them, I'm just like, man, this is like so PC. None of this makes sense. It makes sense if you have a mouse and keyboard, and that's what you're used to, and they put things a certain way. Like there's definitely like an ethos between controller and mouse and keyboard, and sometimes I think some developers have a problem bridging that gap. But this one does it really, really well. You know,
because they're designing for PC first almost all the time.
Exactly.
Those type of
which is cool.
Yeah.
But man, hire a good UI designer or a UX designer, because it may be the best game in the world, but if it just fucks on console, you're not going to get to the good stuff. So it's not something to throw in the last minute. I think you really need to be mindful and take time and really take care to make sure the user experience on console is good. And it can be done. It can work. We have great examples here. So, all right, that is it for Star Trek Voyager. I got one more, but let's circle back to you, Carlos, for some Nioh 3. I bet you've got some feelings.
Oh, yeah, that game. It's not like I've been talking about it all the
time.
Who's
she? Who's that?
Yeah, a shout out to 2 Guys 3 Consoles who gave me a shout out on their last podcast about Nioh 3 and my frustrations with it, and then my elations with it, right?
Your legendary frustrations with it.
Legendary up and down, really, because the success story, I'll say, in my quick circle back, is like twofold. One, it was elation when I beat bosses that I didn't even think I could ever beat. And then I beat them my way, right? Because I always wanted to like...
I know that's important to you.
It
that's
is,
very important
it is.
to you.
I didn't like follow a set pattern or go to a YouTube video to do it. Like I was like, no, I'll just figure it out my way and be fast and dodge. And I beat all these bosses that like are super, super hard. One of the bosses I was telling you, someone said is like harder than all the Souls bosses ever. And I was like, damn.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And I beat that person like handedly with my dodging and my own kind of build. So I felt really accomplished, but then I'm in the second map. There's like many maps of many eras. And in the second map, some other boss was just very, very patterny, millions of hit points, and it just felt, like a lot of them, unfair, like just not fun. There's nothing like inventive or interesting about it. It would, if I had to beat that boss, I'd have to probably go to a YouTube video, do exactly what they tell me to do, respec maybe or something. And I just, that was it. That was my kind of stopping point, because I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to do what you let me do in the first act, which was, and by the way, I cleared the first map. I mean, everything. Every side menu.
That's a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, it was like doing a full run of Elden Ring or something. Like that whole map did everything. Even optional bosses that popped up that seemed impossible, beat them.
Yeah.
Like I beat everything on that map and had kind of fun up and down doing it. I was like, oh.
Wait, let me ask you a question. So those guys, I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing you probably have met at least one of them. You spent a lot more time in this game than I have, which I'll come back to.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Pause. Yeah, I'll come back to it. But what's the name of the guy? There's a random boss that pops up after you've beaten a certain number of those gravestones, the red gravestones. He shows up and it's like, it pops up on the map and it's like, hey, so-and-so's back on the map and you can go fight him. Have you fought that guy?
I mean, the Masters?
No. It's a demon, and you probably don't do the tombstones that much, do you?
No, I don't do the tombstones. What are you talking about?
Okay, so then there's a boss that you probably haven't seen.
Oh,
it's like he's got like 4 arms and some swords, and he shows up when you've done a lot of the red tombstones.
Oh, the purple one, the purple ones. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, the purple ones.
Yeah.
And he'll pop up, and you'll get a warning. You'll get not a warning, but like a message will pop up, and it'll say, "Yo, I forget the fucker his name is. I think the Blade Master,
I know
Master,
what you
or
mean.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pops up and it's like, yo, he's back, and you can see him on the map. And like when you kill those gravestones, it gives you a little direction and it points towards where that guy is.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah.
You beat that guy?
I think I beat that guy. I think I beat the first one.
I haven't beat any of those.
He keeps popping back up, right? Like he'll
come back.
Yeah, always come back.
Yeah, and apparently you get like really like amazing loot if you can beat that guy.
Yeah, I don't think
like
you do.
Fucking hard.
I don't think you get anything good. That's a problem. That's the other problem with this game. I don't want to go too far into it, but like the loot's almost like meaningless at this point. Like when you get to a certain level, A, you can forge things. B, you can upgrade it all, right? So you just go to the blacksmith,
the forge, or whatever.
Yeah, and you like make it whatever level you want as long as you have enough gold and orbs or whatever. So I just would upgrade my main weapon that I liked, that had the stats on it that I liked, and I would just do that. And I would never need anything I picked up. So it's kind of like a bummer, because maybe every once in a while I get a piece of armor that I liked, but in general, I just was like rocking a lot of the same stuff.
So you had locked in a setup pretty quickly, and you like want to stay with your regular stuff.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I wouldn't mind trying new stuff. It's just you don't get it a lot. And I beat so many big bosses that I didn't get nothing from it. Like I was like, and as you heard on the Two Guys, Three Consoles podcast, it takes like at some point just the dumb thing where it takes more experience to get the next level. What's that called?
Yeah, the required experience gets to be like, it scales up like to a ridiculous amount.
You don't need to scale it up ever, like in any game. Okay, that's just the dumbest thing in the world. I don't understand what that's about. It's a one-player game. Fuck off. Fuck the right. Fuck off. Okay. It should just be XP. Like it just be certain amount you have to get each time. So yeah, I was like, I can't even like level out of the stuff I want. Anyways, I'm off track. What I was going to say is that, so it gave me the couple things, which is one, the up and down of, enjoying that I could beat something. But then also like, it becomes not fun. And I'm reminded of like the parts that I don't like about Souls-likes. Like, it's almost like I was tricked, Because we've been talking about Souls-like since I've been on this podcast.
Sure, forever, since they've existed.
Forever. Yeah. And I generally don't like it because I generally feel like, and similar to like we talked about earlier, the developers being dicks. But I think like a developer of any Souls-like is inherently dickish because they're like putting enemies around the corner. I mean, come on.
like the little ambush points.
Yeah,
and stuff.
surprise. Who cares?
And to your point, and I think to concede the point for sure, Team Ninja specifically, they have a mean streak in them. You don't see it all the time. You see it a lot more in Ninja Gaiden than you see it in Nioh, but it does pop up in Nioh. And when they get on that mean streak, they can be some real just absolute bastards. Because I mentioned it before, but some of the DLC in Nioh 2, which was a great game, Nioh 2 highly recommended, but don't play the DLC because the DLC is just bullshit boss after bullshit boss after they're so bad, like they get me to quit the game. Like, so it's like, I can't beat this guy. There's no way I'm going to quit this. And I just, bounce. So I get what you mean. They can get pretty nasty when they don't keep themselves in check. And it sounds like maybe they're getting a little bit loosey-goosey with it this time around.
Well, watch. Let me just clarify that point. It's not just them, though. It's anybody who makes that kind of game. Because I played like an indie one a couple days ago, just like some $5 Souls-like. They all try to do the same thing. Like, who is that fun for? Like, I don't get it. Like, someone's around the corner. Now you're dead. Cool, now I can't play your game anymore. Why am I going to continue playing something when you keep surprise killing me? I don't get that logic, okay? I never will. I think it's dumb. I only played it in Nioh 3 because I like the open world, and I didn't get scared. I didn't get jump killed as much, because you can see the whole world, basically. Yeah. The other thing, that's the last thing I'll say. The positive is, it did give me more Souls-like skills. So even though I'm like mad at this genre right now, I tell you, I'm better. I literally am better. Because like ever since we started, and I talked about like, I don't know, Demon Souls or something. I was like, fuck these games. I'll never get good at them. Fuck them. I'm still mad at them. It's like a double-edged sword. But at the same time, I am better. Because I found, I don't know, some like other mode. Does that make sense? That like
in your brain?
Yeah, maybe in my brain I'm able to unlock something.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, that's kind of, I think you're tapping into what people like about them. I think people like having that challenge and finding a way through it. Maybe it's brute force, maybe it's reflexes, maybe you get good at respecking or something like that, or you find some exploit with your armor or whatever. But I think there's that feeling of like overcoming something is really a good feeling. And I think there's a good way to go about it and a bad way to go about it. And I think a lot of people in the Souls-like genre take the evil path where, like they said, they give you like the ambush points and the bullshit bosses, and they make things really hard. And there's a certain player that really gets off on that. But I think in general, Souls-like are better served when they have a little bit of restraint and kind of pull back from that temptation to be nasty 24/7.
Well, yeah, because
I get you, but there's also the feeling like you're describing of getting better at something is also good too.
Right, you can do both, And
I think you can.
The idea of soft caps and all that stuff, I don't get it. Like, just stop it. Don't soft cap anything. And then to that last point is fighting naked. I thought it was like just people online being like, oh, look at how good I am, But it's actually a skill. Like it helped me beat bosses just because I can move faster. So,
like in real life or what?
No, you said that last time. You're like, were you fighting naked in your room? No. When the character has less armor, I just would never do that. You know me. I'm just
picturing you like moving faster in your home when you were unclothed.
With my hands like on the controller were faster.
You just like walk from like the kitchen to the bedroom like 20% faster.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not that. But I'll just say that like less armor was never a thing for me. I was always like armor, tank,
sure,
melee.
Sure.
But this kind of unlocked that idea that like maybe I want to do some fast movement. That's it.
And, it's just a different way to play, right? It kind of reminds me of when I jumped into Elden Ring. I was always like kind of like you, like the tanky, the heaviest, the biggest sword, just maxing that out. And then I'm like, I've done that a bunch of times. I'm going to switch it up, and I'm going to just do like a magic build, which I had never really done before. And I switched it up completely where, you've got some armor, but it's pretty light armor, and you got to do spells, and it's just a whole different approach. So yeah, maybe you're tapping into this new part of your brain where you're not being the tank, but you're being like the dodgy, dexterity person or something like that. Different thing you can enjoy.
Yeah, and I've always liked dodging, but it's like I embraced my inner dodge. I don't know. And we're done.
Your innie becomes an outie? I don't know.
No, that is not true. But I am putting that game away. Because I have so many. I have an embarrassment.
Are you done with it, or are you just on pause for a while?
It's on pause for a very long time because I said this to my friend the other day. I have an embarrassment of riches of games. Yeah. Because so many I'm playing right now, and Crimson Desert comes out in 2 or 3 days. So yeah, it's on the back burner now.
It's funny you say that, dude, because I was actually just having that exact same conversation with somebody where I'm like, okay, so like a point of comparison. Last year, I keep a little list of all the games that I play. You know this, and I keep a little list, my running tab of like what I think might be a good top 10 contender. I'm always thinking about December, right? Mm-hmm. And so at this time last year, I think I had like one, maybe two games on my list. I mean, we're talking about March right here is when I'm recording this, March 16th. So maybe like one or two, basically nothing. It was a really slow build up and then a bunch came in at the end. At this point right now, this year, I've got like 6 games already.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, these are all really fucking good games and I want to play them all and I want to beat them all. And you've only got so many hours in the day. Like humans only have so much free time. And so like Nioh, which I think is great. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I had to put it on pause and I don't know when I'm gonna come back to it, but I will. Because I'm like, this is going to take up all my time, but I have like these 5 other games which are amazing, and there's always more coming down the pipe. So
yeah,
we are drowning in good games this year. Man.
Oh yeah, totally. And by the way, Nioh 3 has like so many more maps. Like think about it, dude. It's crazy.
It's huge. It's huge. I mean, Leachman from Two Guys,
yes.
3 Consoles. I mean, he said he put like well over 100 hours into it, right?
I think 200 or something. I don't know, some crazy amount of hours.
Well, whatever it was it was way more than I usually put into any fucking game. So
yeah.
All right. Anyway, let's move on for a second. Second and final circle back for me on Sumerian 6. I talked about this. I think I talked about it last week. This is basically a World War II era game that follows the Me school of design, where you have a group of characters. Each character has like 2 or 3 different powers. They work together as a team. You move them around the map, kind of like in real time, but you can also have turn-based elements to it. So it's not just a real-time sim. It's not just a turn-based sim. It's kind of a hybrid of both. And it's a 3/4 isometric view. And this is all supernatural. Like your first guy that you get, he can turn himself into like, I don't know, a spirit or something. And he can like hitchhike on other people's bodies. So like, say for example, there's a place you got to get to, like a locked room. You can't get in there, but there's a guard. You turn yourself into a spirit. You hitch a ride on the guard, and then the guard walks in the room. You get inside, that kind of thing. Or like one of the second girl can like completely turn invisible. So if you can't get past some guards, you turn invisible. You run past them, like problem solved. So there's like supernatural powers. It's good. It's good. It's a lot like the Me games, which is like Shadow Tactics, Desperados 3, that kind of thing. Those things are great. Everybody knows I love those games. They're like the best of the genre. Sumerian 6 follows in the same footsteps. I've really been enjoying my time with it a lot. This is a great game. Everything you liked about the Me games is here. Like literally, it's almost like a carbon copy. I think the most significant difference is there's a difference in philosophy and level design, and I think honestly that the people behind Sumerian 6 have a good thing going right here, rather than the wide open, a million different ways to go. That is true of many Me games, which is fine. I'm not saying I don't like it. I do. But in this game, they have a more focused approach to level design where the maps might seem really large, but they definitely want you to start at a certain place. And they kind of walk you through the map chunk by chunk, which I think ultimately is a good thing because it ends up feeling like a series of small challenges rather than I don't know where to go or I'm not sure what to do or there's like 1,000 ways to go. They're just like, no, go here. And you might have 2 or 3 different ways to get past this one section, but you're still going to do this one section. And then after you get past here, here's the next set of challenges. And it's like bite-sized, discrete. It's very imposing at first, but once you see how you actually play through the map, it's broken down into small bite-sized chunks, which I think is really, really good design. I like it a lot. So far, Sumerian 6 is great. But I will say, caveat, and you're going to think this is funny, I've had major technical problems with this game on PlayStation.
By the way, you've had problems with both the games you just circled back to.
I have, and it's a running theme this year, dude. I had problems. I mean, I'm having so many problems with games. So you know that I just have that anti-technology aura, man. I got the bad game karma. It's a thing. It's a fact. It's documented. And I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm just seeing more and more games now where things are not airtight when they ship. There's always like some bugs. They're going to hot patch it later. They're going to fix it on the fly. Like it's just kind of a reality of gaming these days. And that is not great for me because my luck and my karma just like seize that opportunity and do some bad stuff. Yeah. So what happened was you get this character in Sumerian 6 who has this bomb. It's a really powerful bomb. And there are these big armored guys that are really difficult to take out unless you use the bomb. And it's like a limitless bomb. You can do as many times as you want. So they want you to use it, right? But like something happened where her bomb got disabled and she just couldn't use it for no reason. It was a glitch. And so I've hit a couple places where those guards are there and I can't really get past them because the easiest way past them is with the bomb. So I'm like, okay, got to figure this out. I just got to get stuck. talked to the developers, and they're like, "Oh man, you broke the game in a way that we never envisioned anybody doing." And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, whatever. That's me to a T. So not surprised." So they patched it, went back, fixed it. It was great. Got past that section. Got to the next section. Bomb got disabled again, and I'm like, fuck. So I got to put this game on pause. I like this game a lot. If you like the me hybrid strategy games, if you like turn-based strategy, XCOM type stuff, this is going to be 100% up your alley. I think it's great. The powers are super fun. I think the maps are well done. I think the action's great. Everything about this is good. I just need it to be less buggy, and it's really buggy. I mean, I say this, but like if I gave you this game, you would play the whole game and have no problem.
I probably would, yeah.
You would get through it no problem. It's my aura that does this, and we know this. So I keep hitting bug after bug after bug. The developers are working on the second round of bugs right now. They're going to get back to me, which sucks because I was having a great time, and I really want to like sing the praises of this game, and I will. Once the bugs are ironed out, I think it's great. But man, it just like bums me out to have to put it down because I was on a roll, I was having a blast, but just you can't play it.
Yeah, it seems cool, especially like how it sections the game up. But I had a question for you. When you were playing like Nintendo, did you get glitches that like you couldn't finish the game?
No,
did it
not
start
not as
early?
much.
Okay,
not as much. And I think part of the reason was because there was less opportunity for it. I think people really bug tested more and they were more thorough.
Well, because it became a cartridge and you couldn't just software update it.
Yeah, you couldn't do it. And I think if memory serves, maybe you remember as well, there were very rare occasions where a cart would have to be recalled because a bug got out that was like really game breaking and they couldn't patch. That didn't happen. That was a very, very rare circumstance.
It was.
And I think that people are just they're taking advantage of the online connectivity these days.
They are, but I will say this in the defense of 1980s video games is, and that'll make sense in a minute, there was tons of bugs in games. So just so everybody listening, because it makes it sound like bugs are a new thing, right? Like Nintendo Athena was one of my favorite games. Like I just lived with the fact that those character sprites glitched like all the time, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't see my own character. Like, I could not see her. She would go away because there's too many enemies on screen. Big games would do that. Even Ninja Gaiden and stuff, right? The flicker would be so crazy. And we would just deal with it. So, like, that's another facet of this conversation, right? There was just bugs that we lived with.
True. Agreed. I'm certainly not saying that bugs are a new thing by any means. I know. Yeah, there was bugs back then. But I think the game breaking, I can't play this game anymore. Mm-hmm. Bugs, like the world-class bugs, I think were less common than they are these days.
Yeah, because
because you had to make sure it worked. And maybe the character glitched out, or maybe you could, clip through a wall or something. But you can still play the game. I mean, it was still not a showstopper, but I hit showstoppers a lot more often these days than I do back in the day.
Right. It was on a
people
cart.
are just like, ship now, patch it later. And I think that just is not great for my karma because it just, those gremlins, dude, they get their blood up and they go and I just, man.
The gremlins like the smell of your blood.
They do.
Before we leave that, just because it's a tangent, is, Nintendo had a seal of America, Nintendo seal of approval or whatever it is.
Nintendo seal approval. Yep, the gold thing on the corner.
And so if you had like, I don't know, other game systems and Genesis and stuff like that, they didn't have that, so I don't know if that made something. But the other thing is, I think I said this on the show before, but if not, there's a perfect time to say it for anybody else listening. Ikari Warriors for Nintendo.
Oh yeah, played it.
2 soldiers, co-op or single player. I think single player, and the other person just is a NPC.
No, you're just one person.
Oh, okay. Anyways, in that game, I played with my brother, and we did a glitch where... Did I tell you this story?
I think I've lived this story.
Okay. No, you didn't know about this glitch. This glitch is for Brad Galloway, okay? This is a glitch that you should have gotten as a kid because this is how crazy it is. So we got a glitch where my character got stuck. You know how you're continually moving up on that game?
Yeah, vertical scroller.
Scrolling. So my character got stuck on something. His character kept going. My character glitched, went down into the screen, came back up, popped up, which is kind of an occurrence, right? But because
that does happen.
But the persistence wasn't there. So I was on a map 2 screens behind me. Okay, so I was actually on different maps. But my character would look like he was on the same screen.
Right.
So as I'm moving, I'm not actually where I am. And we got to the end and we couldn't beat it.
Oh, no. Were you invincible when that happened, though?
Yeah. I was just like walking through walls, right? And so we get to the end and he's trying to shoot the boss and I'm nowhere to be found. I'm pretty much just like, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
So that was game breaking because we couldn't beat it.
They should have fixed that one for sure.
Yeah.
I think there's another one in Ikari Warriors, I'm pretty sure, where if you have 2 players, you can do some kind of a glitch where, like, if you throw a grenade or something, and you pause, it'll keep doing the damage. And it wasn't supposed to, but you could like throw one grenade and it did like 100 grenades worth of damage if you left it paused long enough.
Oh, that's
so you
cool.
would just like pause the game, go make a sandwich, and come back, and by the time you came back, like the boss was dead. So that thing. And one more thing too, just to add to this before we get off, because I'm sure someone is screaming at their podcast device right now. Yes, games were much simpler back then as well. So probably that's one reason why we had fewer showstoppers. They're smaller games, less complex. You didn't have a third dimension to deal with. I mean, so I get it. You know, complexity has ramped up like crazy compared to those golden days, and so it's much harder to bug test for something modern than it is for something back in the day. I get it, and I'm not trying to say that developers are lazier today or they do a worse job or anything, but I just think that standards have changed, the game scene has changed, like developing has changed, bug testing has changed, and it's just for me more of a problem. But they, to be fair, they were much simpler back then, probably a lot easier to bug test an NES game than it is for something on PS5. So.
Right, there's only so many combinations of things that can happen on Mario,
exactly,
going through the level. So
just trying to be fair there, not trying to call anybody out. All right, last circle back. We had a lot of circle backs this week. Resident Evil Requiem. I have it, but I haven't even started it yet. But everybody says it's great. I believe them. Everybody I've talked to has raved about it. In fact, Carlos, you talked about it I think 2 episodes ago, and you were pretty high on it. What's the status of Requiem right now?
Yeah, we're already long on time, so it's great. That's it.
It's great.
It really
Circle back it's great.
I think I might have said this last time. I can't remember, but like it's my favorite Resident Evil.
Have you played most of them?
Yeah, Resident Evil 2 was really good. I didn't like the first one, even when it came out. I was like,
oh, really?
Yeah, the tank controls were so bad. Like, I don't know. I've always wanted like the more sophisticated controls, even when they weren't available. I was like, this is wrong. There's got to be a better way to do this.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it was a survival horror, and the dogs jumping out of the fucking paintings or whatever. Did they jump out of windows or paintings? I don't know.
Windows, okay. That famous hallway.
Yeah, that hallway. But like, I was like, I can't move. I remember doing that and going like, I can't move. So
wait, in real life or in the game?
In real life, again.
Were you paralyzed
I was
with
naked
fear?
And I was going, I can't move.
Oh man, playing games in your house must be rough.
It's
dude.
weird. It's a weird time. So no, yeah, like this is all the modern conveniences of like 7 and 8 and like modern games. And I love the double story, which was that 2? Or the double story?
Yeah, where you had Leon and was it Claire? Claire Redfield? So. Does that sound right?
Wait, who's the woman in this one? Oh my goodness, we don't do.
It's not Claire. It's a new woman. Right?
I know it is, and I
haven't played it yet, so I don't know. But I heard it's a different lady.
Requiem. We're gonna look it up real time.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
This is the most exciting part of podcasting right here.
Well, some of us has to do it. One of us has to do it. I'm doing it.
That lady, she's brand new to the franchise.
I'm doing
cool
it.
New
I like
character.
her a lot.
People really
Grace.
like it. Grace, of course it's Grace.
Yeah, she's so cool and she's so realistic because like she actually like mumbles and like stutters a little bit when she's scared, and like you can hear her, like making sounds when she's walking down the hallway. So you play the game 2 ways, as her, who's a little more scared and nervous about this whole thing, brand new FBI agent, and freaked out and has a traumatic past, and then Leon, who's just kicking ass and like taking names and really really action focused. And so everything you kind of see through both of their perspectives, so you play both roles. And in the beginning they do a really good job of going back and forth kind of often, like enough to be like, if you're getting a little bit tired of like doing one thing, they do it to the other one. And I haven't got to the section yet, but I heard at some point it's like just Leon all the time for a while. Like it's just a Leon game for a bit.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of excited to get to that point because it's fun, but they're both fun. Like I'm actually playing both in third person. I know this may be like sacrilegious or something.
In third person?
Yeah, because you can play mainly the idea is to play as Grace as first person. Because that's the
third person all the time.
Well, that's default is first person. So, yeah, I'm playing.
But you can change it.
I did, yeah.
Okay, I will do the same thing.
Yeah, it's third in both, and I love it for that. And by the way, Grace is like can still shoot guns and like kick butt at times. She's just not Leon, but she's it's pretty good.
Well, who is honestly?
Come on, yeah. I just really like it, and it's not like over the top 7 like people like just eating arms and stuff, like really gross
Is it very scary? Like, how is the fear factor for you?
Like 0.
0, even in Grace's section? 0
Yeah,
fear?
yeah, 0. I think it's 0.
Really?
There's one part of this is that I'm dead inside when it comes to horror games. Like, just dead. I don't know what happened, but at some point I was like, it's a game. And
Well, when did that happen? Because you're very sensitive to that stuff on TV shows.
So,
How
okay,
is it that you're so sensitive to TV shows?
Here's the difference. I'm glad you asked. You always know the best questions to ask, Brad. It's like you've been doing this as a journalist or something.
It's kind of my jam.
So I don't like 7 because of Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes, right?
Yes.
A family
yes,
in a house, they're eating arms. Like, come on, get out of here. And then to answer your question, it's kind of that. It's like if it's gross and torturous and about like kind of real life, no thanks. If it's a freaking zombie and he's a doctor, like a doctor zombie, or like a businessman zombie who's trying to turn the light off, and then a huge, like oversized Marshmallow Man type zombie that's in this game climbing down the hallway. I'm like, oh, cool, video games. I get it. Or like
so the level of realism is connected to your level of fear and uncomfortableness.
Yeah, Game of Thrones, no thank you. Like, it's like if it's a fantasy and it's monsters, let's go get them. You know, I don't care if it gets a little gross. Because a perfect example is the very beginning of this game, minor spoiler, some main character in the past dies in a horrific way, kind of, right? To tell you the story about the setup. And it looks real. And I was like, ew. I didn't like that part. You know what I mean? Okay. Then go right to the zombies and then blow their face off. Like, it's fine.
So, okay.
Does that make sense?
So you're able to kind of compartmentalize, like, this doesn't seem like a real thing. It's not triggering like your actual human response to like suffering or horror.
Yeah.
But if it was more realistic, so like, you know, obviously TV, most of it's going to be like realistic in some way. That triggers you, but you can separate that when it comes to like zombies who are businessman zombies who are closing deals.
Yes.
Marshmallow Man who are rolling down hallways. And
stuff. I mean, that's what they are. They're monsters. It's ridiculous. So anyways, I really, really enjoy it. Like, I love the double side thing, and I like both of the characters, and I like Grace a lot. And I like a little bit of the fantasy elements, and I deal with the puzzles. Like, I never like the puzzles, but they're not super hard, and they're like, you know, they're maybe less Mountain Goat Key-ish.
Right,
you know?
right, yeah.
Maybe a little less.
Are you still playing? You going to finish it?
Yeah, I think I will finish it. It's
okay.
Like every time here's the best preview review. Every time I turn it on and play it, I play it for a while, and I don't get like discouraged. You know what I mean? Like I finish and I go, there's a nice stopping point, and then I pick it up and I play for a while. There's a nice stopping point. I don't stop because I got discouraged. I stop because it's just like, okay, I got enough of that for now, you know?
Gotcha.
So that means I'll probably finish it.
That's a good way to end a game. I don't like to, just like you said, I don't like to end a game like, fuck this game, or like, oh, I can't believe I lost this thing.
Right.
Or, you know, like you want to feel like you got a good natural, I am content to leave this game now, sir.
Yes.
I shall turn this off and move on.
Yeah, opposite of Nioh 3. Thank you very much.
All right, folks, that was the voluminous circle back section. We are now going to get on to new games. I'm not bringing a lot this week, Carlos, so we're going to be leaning on you to kind of carry this segment of the show. Hope you're okay with that.
I guess.
Do your best, I suppose.
Okay.
We're going to sally forth and do what we can do. Keep calm and carry on, as the British would say. Let's start. I got one thing, but let's start with you right now. 7 Deadly Sins. I don't know anything about this, but I will be honest. I get an email about it like 3 times a day.
To you.
And I just don't even read them. I just delete them right off the bat because I'm pretty sure it's something I don't care about. But since you're here, I'll pretend to listen. Why don't you tell us about it?
Wait. That was a crazy lead-in. I'll pretend to listen. He like goes to the bathroom, gets more coffee,
just making a snack, whatever, changing my pants.
It's whatever. 7 Deadly Sins: Origin. I just realized. Origin.
I don't know anything. What is it? What is it exactly?
Well, 7 Deadly Sins is an anime. So there you go. Okay. And a lot of the animes are like, if they're too based on like the actual show, and they're just like hitting the what's it called, the beats of the show.
Yeah,
like,
recreating the storyline you just watched.
Yeah, I don't want that. This is a gacha game. So for me, I'm in my gacha phase. And so I've been playing all the gacha games. And for people who don't know, that just means a collectible open world action RPG usually. It can be an open world like turn-based game as well.
Is this very much like what's the other gacha game that you played?
There's Genshin Impact, as everybody knows.
Genshin Impact is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
It's like that basically?
Yeah, it's all those. Wuthering Waves, I played that. I played Arknight's Enfield, which I brought to the show.
Jesus, how many of these can you play, man?
Well, I played a lot of them, and I've got to end games on a lot of them. So, not Wuthering Waves, that thing's huge. But I did like get to the main story through Arknight's Enfield because I just mainlined that, and I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
But I did put that one down. That's a good example, by the way, of when I was like, okay, I'm going to put this down for a while. But I did not feel discouraged, you know?
Okay.
And
so you could come back to that one.
Oh, easily, yeah. But now I don't want to because of this game. So this was a surprise for me. I just started it this morning. We're recording at like 1 o'clock. It became available at 10 a.m. So I only played a couple hours.
Oh, just today?
Just today, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was supposed to. It was supposed to be a month ago, and then they delayed it. And then I thought it was 9 this morning, and I thought it was Sunday, and it was 10 this morning. So, anyways, the good news is it's another one of those gacha games. It's anime, very much like Genshin Impact, but almost more cartoony. So it definitely has an anime vibe. And, you know, with Genshin and a couple like Wuthering Waves, there's a lot of like different history and like a lot of, Asian influence and Chinese and Korean and just a ton of story that's like, what's the word? Not gargantuan, but foreboding, you know?
Okay.
Because there's so much like actual history, right? Like maybe Chinese mythology and stuff like that I don't know about that kind of they tap into. And it just feels like I'm overwhelmed. And
Gotcha.
and in an anime like Seven Deadly Sins, it's there was these gods in the past and they did this thing and now there was some heroes. It's classic RPG stuff. And now you're here or whatever. And so it just feels so anime. It's actually like a breath of fresh air in a gacha game because a lot of the gacha games look anime, but they're not. They're like convoluted as fuck. Okay? Because I play them. And it's like all these different lines of lore and stuff. And so this one, it just feels fun as fuck. As soon as I started it, it was a breath of fresh air. Your two main characters. You later on, these games are all about collecting characters. And they monetize, yes, but you can play free to play as much as you want. And they immediately give you like a couple of characters in the beginning, so you have a lot to play with. And it's those games where you're running around open world, like Link to the Past, Genshin Impact, whatever. Have stamina, can climb walls, fight enemies, and then you switch characters, right? So you hit the directional button, and you're the next character. Some of the games like Arknight's Enfield, you can be all the characters on the screen at once, which I like better because that feels like an RPG. But these, most of them, you switch. Do you know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah, I know. You got a party, but like, you're the sword guy if you hit up on the D-pad. You're the gunner if you're left on the D-pad or something. Yeah, you can switch. Yeah, I get you.
And if you're like in the flow state, it can feel really fun. So it doesn't have to be annoying because it was annoying to me in the beginning. Anyways, it just feels fantastical and fun. And you meet like a flying pig in the beginning, and it feels which is very anime, and it just feels like I want to be in that world. And yeah, it's just simple. Like it feels simple, but that's good. Does that make sense?
So just running around the open world, switching through characters, gacha mechanics, like you said, Genshin Impact or similar, something like that.
Yeah.
What makes this one stand out other than the anime angle? Is there like a unique hook to it?
Again, I played almost all of them. I played tons of them, and all of them seem busy. Really busy with stuff. And so far, I mean, I played 2 hours, but I played the 2 hours of all the other games, and every one of those games, I felt like as soon as I started them, I was like working from behind. You know what I mean? Like
too much going on, trying to get caught up and figure out what's what.
I had to catch up on just the beginning story. I'm like, I don't even know what. And this one, I'm like, okay, yep, there's some bad stuff that happened in the past. Now we're here. Something happened. We're running around. It just felt fun, I think that's the biggest difference. It just feels like lighthearted. And
there's no unique mechanics or anything. Because, I mean, honestly, as a person who has not played as many as you have, but I do get like all the emails, dude. I get an email. I feel like I hear about a new one of these like once a day. And I just like in my mind, they all blend together and none of them really stand out. And they all kind of like fill the same space with the game, with the aim of like, taking up all your time and getting you really involved in the world and stuff. I mean, for me to consider one of these again, it would have to have some kind of really unique spin.
Yeah.
And I'm not hearing any spin here other than the fact that it's just like, less overhead to wade through. But like mechanics wise, it seems like it's just like any other one.
Let's say this thing. Two answers to that. One, I don't know yet, right? 2 hours is too early, right? Too early. I don't know what all these mechanics come up. But so far, when I look at the menus, it looks very similar to a lot of games. The hook right now is that it's simpler, it's colorful, it's fun / funny, and I kind of like that because I don't want to go through a million, lore dumps. I don't know if that's going to change, but for now, that is the distinguishing factor for me, right?
Okay.
And then the other thing is Neverness to Everness is coming out soon, and this other one.
These titles,
I know.
Where do they come up with these titles?
But that one and another one, which I can't remember the name of now, are GTA. So they have a GTA element where you're literally in a real world with cars and everything, and you can get in cars and drive them. And those feel like I'm going to also play those because they have a different thing to them, which is GTA. And I think this one is like full-on anime. And then I would say Arknight's Enfield was that they had factories, right? None of the other ones really do that. So there are they might look all the same to a lot of people, but when you get in there, most of them have like one element that is, the distinguishing thing.
Yeah. Gotcha.
All right.
Oh,
pun intended.
Gotcha. 7 Deadly Sins, not for me, and I think
not
I
for
pretended
you.
to listen pretty well.
I'd like it. I like it a lot, I think.
All right, good, excellent. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up until otherwise.
Until otherwise. All right, let me talk about my one game that I'm bringing to the news section this week.
Okay.
Minishoot Adventures. Have you heard of this one?
I have. I'm excited, but I was going to say I was going to go to the other room and not listen because you didn't listen to my other one. But now I do want to listen because I actually want to play this game.
So, okay, before I say anything else, I want to say I hate the title of this game as an editor because it drives me up the motherfucking wall because it's not called Minishoot Adventures. It's called Minishoot, one word, apostrophe. Now, in the English language, in general, you put an apostrophe to signify that something is missing. So, like, for example, you put it in the space where other letters would go when you're doing a contraction of a word. Like, cannot. You take out a couple letters, you put in the apostrophe, you have can't, right? Mm-hmm. Like, that's basically the function, more or less. I mean, there's also a possessive element to it. This is not English 101, fuck English. But they put it at the end of Minishoot, and I'm like, why? What goes there? What's supposed to go there? Is it mini shooter? Mini shootish? Like, why is the apostrophe there? It drives me crazy because it doesn't seem like anything should go there. It's not possessive. And so I emailed PR, and I'm like, yo, can you please tell me why that apostrophe is there? What is it supposed to mean? And they're like, it's there because it's there. Fuck off!
Oh.
Fuck off!
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Oh my god, the editor in me is going ape shit, like crazy, bouncing off the walls. It may be a small thing to some people, but like as somebody who edits reviews and writing all fucking day long, to see that apostrophe there makes me fucking mental. I do not like it at all.
It's not even about the game, which is hilarious.
No, I'm not even talking about the game.
I know.
Just the title. Whoever put that fucking apostrophe there, fuck you. Like, real hard.
It does.
It just makes me so crazy.
To your point, it doesn't make any sense because maybe you put an N there and it goes mini shooting adventures.
If you put that would work.
Right? Mini shooting.
Yeah.
Like you're mini shooting.
That would work. Acceptable.
But you're right. But apostrophe by itself makes absolutely zero sense.
Oh my God. Okay.
So I'm with you on that. But how about the game?
It's delightful. It's really good.
Oh, I thought it would be.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a treat. It's a real treat. So if you don't know what Minishoot apostrophe
you mean mini shooting?
is,
let's just call it mini shooting.
Mini shooting adventures. If you don't know what this is, okay, picture 16-bit Legend of Zelda, top down, kind of open world in a 16-bit sense. Bushes, trees you can chop down for secrets, bombable walls, dungeons to go into, items to find. So picture 16-bit top-down Legend of Zelda, except it's a bullet hell shooter. I know that probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's exactly what it is, and it totally works. Like, it totally makes sense. Instead of having Link, you have a ship, and your ship doesn't fly. It hovers along the ground. There's even a joke about it at the beginning of the game, which is kind of funny. But basically, instead of having a character, you have a ship, and you glide around the ground. You can fly off ramps and make little jumps. You can zip around, and you shoot. You move with the left stick. You shoot with the right stick. There are adjustable controls if you don't like that, but that works pretty well, I think. And so you do literally everything that you would do in Zelda. You go, you try to find ways through the forest, you shoot enemies, you look for dungeons, you get power-ups, you collect, items and money to buy stuff at a shop. You do literally everything you would do in a Zelda game. All of it, except you're a ship. And then when you see enemies, you shoot, and they shoot back at you. It doesn't make any sense to describe it like that, but that's exactly what it is, and it totally fucking works. I think the controls are smooth, and they feel natural and good. I think the shooting is really fun. There are options there. There's 3 difficulty levels, and I believe you can also tweak some of the settings to make the bullets go slower or faster. I'm pretty sure something in the options about that. So you can customize the experience, but it is definitely elements of bullet hell. So for example, like, you get to a boss and he'll shoot like waves of bullets at you. And so you've got to like dodge the bullets as you would in a traditional shoot 'em up kind of a thing. So there are shooter elements in moderation, but a lot of it is just like cruising through the overworld, shoot a bush. Oh, hey, there's a cave behind that bush. Shoot a bomb at it. Bomb through the wall.
That's cool.
Hey, there's a key in here. This unlocks the door. Now I can go in this dungeon. You're doing Zelda shit all the time, but you're a ship. It's crazy.
Well, you're doing Zelda, but are you upgrading too?
You're upgrading too. There's a shitload of upgrades, like all sorts of stuff to upgrade. There's items to find that give you upgrades, extra powers. Just like if you get like the hookshot Link, you get like a thing in here that gives you a whole brand new power. You can also upgrade those individual powers, shoot faster, more damage, all that stuff. So like literally everything, but you're a ship. And so it's a delight, dude. It's a real delight. Like it works really well. I think the Zelda 16-bit formula is a tried and true formula. Lots of people have made games like that. It's very successful. People like that kind of thing. It's good. I think the map design is really nice. It's clean. It's very easy to navigate. I think my only complaint is like when you go into the underworld, and there's an underworld in Zelda too. There's no map in the underworld, which I don't like. I wish there was a map. But other than that, that's really my only complaint. Otherwise, it's just like you're flying around, shooting stuff, unlocking doors, just doing. I mean, you're just playing a Zelda game. But then when you get into combat, you're like shooting, and I think that rapid pace kind of like different focus on action really kind of activates 2 different parts of my brain at the same time, where you're doing the map navigating and the strategizing that you would do in a Zelda, but then when you get to the combat, you're like flying around, reflexes, shooty shoot, dodging bullets and stuff, which is like the shoot 'em up part of your brain.
Yeah.
And I just never thought of those 2 things going together. Clearly this person did, whoever these developers are, and it just works. It is delightful. It's really fun. It's clean looking. It's nice. It controls really well. It's really thought through, very carefully produced. It's just a really good game. It's a marvel. It's really, really lovely.
All right. I saw the preview in I think a Switch event maybe, and because it's not for everything though. And I was thinking about getting on my PS5 instead, but I thought it was 2-player, and I was like so excited to like play through a campaign like that, because that would be pretty cool.
It would be cool. I believe it's only 1 player,
and
I'm playing it on the PS5. Just FYI.
Okay. Yeah. It is only 1 player, but that's why I was like excited when I saw it. I thought it was going to be that, but man, I'm going to get it. Like and it's cheap. I think it's like $15 or something.
Super
20?
worth it, dude. It's super worth it. It's really, really good. If you want to play a legitimate like Zelda-like adventure, the map is huge. There's lots of stuff to do, tons of secrets to find. Like literally, you're doing Zelda type shit. If you're up for that, but you also want to do a little bullet hell shooting when you're in there, I mean, man, it just nails it. It takes 2 things that don't go together, turns them into chocolate and peanut butter. The whole thing is just really delightful. And also, just quick shout out to Scott Juster over at the Experience Points podcast, one of my favorite podcasts. I don't really mention it that often, but I've been a listener of their podcast for years, and they've got like hella episodes in the bank. I mean, we're getting close to 500 episodes here, and I think they're up to like 1,000 or something like that.
Jeez.
So they've been doing it for a while. Scott Juster, George Albor, the Experience Points podcast. Great stuff, always very thoughtful. But that's where I first heard about this game. Scott Juster was really, he was really caping for this game and really getting it out there, and it caught my attention. His taste and mine don't always line up, but sometimes they do. And that one, what he said about it really kind of resonated with me, and it was a really good recommendation. So shout out to Scott over at the Experience Points podcast. And this game is just fucking great. I have like almost no complaints about it whatsoever, which is pretty rare for me. You know how much I like to bitch about things. But other than that little underworld map thing, it's basically like a perfect game.
You just found the one thing you could bitch about, which is the
I
title.
gotta have one.
The
I
title.
gotta have one. Well, that's oh god, it bugs the shit out of me.
That,
I need to have a really stern talking to whoever fucking put that fucking apostrophe there. We need to have it out because brother, you broken. But other than that, this is a great game.
I'm getting it. You sold me.
Get it.
You sold me.
Absolutely get it. Everybody listening should get it. It's a great game.
All right. Check it out.
Right, there we go. Minishoot something.
Mini shooting
Adventures. Adventures. All right, Carlos. You, sir, dare to bring Secret Game to the show. Again, I have no idea what this is.
Secrets.
No idea. I know that you're excited to bring it. I don't know what it is. We did not talk about this. This is a total surprise to me, just like it is to the listeners right now. What is your secret game this week, sir?
Before I say what it is, I'll say that
Okay.
I have 4 games right now that are my embarrassment of riches, just so we know. One of them is actually 7 Deadly Sins, because it seems to
Okay.
me like I'm going to want to go all in on this gotcha game. The second
right.
one is Crimson Desert, which comes out
Coming up soon.
in 2
Yeah.
or 3 days, and I know it's just going to be like a 9 at least for me, probably.
Okay.
And then the next 2 games I'm about to talk about on this podcast are in that.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of a, mini spoiler.
I know what your next one is, but I don't know what this one is.
Right, yeah. So this one is Greedfall, the Dying
Oh,
World.
Yes. I was actually going to ask you if you were if this was on your radar. I know you were a big fan of the previous Greedfall games.
Yes, and it's spiders, which I love spiders. I
do
love
too.
a
They're
little
great.
Eurojank. Is it Eurojank? I don't know if they're
Oh
Eurojank.
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. They're from France, I believe, so that counts.
Okay. And so I loved Greedfall, played it all, played the DLC. I loved the idea and the concept of, there are native people to a land and they have mystical ways and they're different. And then
Wait, back it up a little bit. For people that don't know Greedfall, the basic premise is
well, that's what I was trying to do.
but you talk about the natives first, but that's important to know because of colonizers. That's like
Right,
the big
yeah.
thing of this
I was
game
getting
is
there.
like,
I was getting there.
Okay, all right.
I was saying there's natives and their mystical nature, and they are of this land. And this is all in Greedfall, the original game. Then there's colonizers, which is tons of different factions of people not from that land who obviously go there to get resources. And it's like real life, right? Like
Yes.
it's like the
Just take
story
your
of
shit.
all Native Americans or just native
Yes.
people of a small land. And like colonizers would come in and try to, cause shit and get them sick and kill them, which I'll come back to. So Greedfall 1, you start as part of the colonizers,
Yes,
right? You're like
yes.
in that main city and you're like learning about this stuff. And it's a different kind of perspective. You're like, oh, this is bad. I should help them. If you have a soul, if you played it when you had a soul. And then, you kind of side with them and then go against a bunch of evil people. That game is great. I played all the DLC. And it's a third-person action-adventure game. Action-adventure RPG, right? You're leveling
Yes,
up.
correct. Yes.
And it is all action. So this game, I don't know the full story, if there was actually like a sea change at some point and they were going to make it action-adventure. But they changed it to a turn-based hybrid. So it's real-time turn-based, meaning like you can hit the buttons to do commands, or you can hit a thing that says just auto attack, and you can pause it, and you can do commands if you want it paused. So like there's all the different options, but in general, it's still real time. It's just
kind of like the active turn-based in Final Fantasy.
Yes, it's an active kind of turn-based thing, but it's more active than turn-based. Like almost all the time I've done combat in this game is I'm just running around as my main character, not switching, because, I hate that stuff. But you can switch characters if you want. I'm my main character. I'm doing attacking. I'm doing the special moves when I want. I'm healing people if I want to. And then they're just working on their own, right? So that's the gameplay loop.
Got you. Okay.
And if you want, you could switch between characters. You could, pause it a lot and do things like that. But I think this game works really well. And I was very surprised by this. By just doing it that way, which is like it's almost like Greedfall 1, but it's more slower and methodical, and it's got turn-based elements in it. Okay, and it's a little bit the camera's a little bit further back because of obvious of those reasons, right? To make it more turn-based. And the big hook is that you start on the island this time. You start as one of the natives.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that was I kept seeing enough trailers, and I was like, I don't like the turn-based element. And I really enjoyed the first game, but let me just, because I do like that idea, me being Native American, wanting to just start that way, right? And it really is cathartic because, no surprises. You start there, you learn about the colonizers, they're doing bad things. You got to go fight them, right? You're going to have to go do something about it.
Totally. Absolutely.
And it's very much a choice-driven thing where, like a Baldur's Gate 3, feels like a lot of things you're doing are making, big decisions, and they're going to have rippling effects. which in this kind of a game is great because it's like factions and the fate of people. If you remember the first game, all the factions hated me.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yes.
Yeah, because I only sided with the natives, and everyone's like, "Bro, give us a little slack here. I mean, we got to make some coin." And I was like, "You're all assholes. Get out of here."
You're like, sword to the face.
Sword to the face. And this is the same thing. So it was so fun. Real quick story, and you get the idea of the combat. Oh, and one more thing about the gameplay. In general, you're running around third person with your party and picking up shit and like hiding and talking to people, so you're doing the game like Greedfall 1, okay? And then when you get into combat, it switches to that weird mode.
Right. So roaming around, doing just real-time searching through worlds.
Yeah.
And then it clicks into the new mode for combat, which is like this like active time-based sort of thing.
And
gotcha.
it feels okay. Like I thought it was going to feel really bad for some reason. I don't know, but I'm fine with it. And also the real-time kind of running around, you have a sneak thing, and then you have an investigate like mode. Certain things start glowing, and then there's a lot to do in that open world before you get to the combat. So, but the number one reason I decided to pick it up was because I wanted to play as the native and just have those ramifications happen. So one of the very first things is there's like people are getting sick in the village. And it's from the fish, and of course, it's a stream. Of course, it's the fucking colonizers.
They're polluting the upriver or whatever?
Yeah. And they're in the mines, and you go to the mines, and you're like, what are you guys doing? They're like, well, we're just looking for gold. We're using Quicksilver. That should be fine. And we just dump it in the river. I'm like, yeah that's not fine, you idiots. So, and
how did anybody ever think that was fine? Like, real talk. Like, how did anybody... If I was like back in the 1800s and I had a barrel of like toxic shit or whatever... I would be like, it's got to be bad for the fish and beavers and stuff when I pour this in the water. Like, it seems like a pretty natural thing to think. It's weird to me that people ever fucking did that.
Well, it isn't if you're a colonizer and you just want the gold and you want to leave. They're not staying.
True.
They don't give a shit, right? So because they don't give a shit, I immediately started fighting people, right?
Of course.
I found some guys early on. They were doing like trapping. They were trapping like our animals. And it was like all the choices, again, credit to them for giving all the choices. It was like, talk to them, diplomacy, do this, maybe give a trade, and then attack.
You just kill everybody.
I just went attack on every mode, okay? Like, these guys were never going to leave. They were real dicks. So the trappers killed them all. I mean, I killed them all so fast, Brad. So fast.
You were like single-handedly decolonizing the island.
Yes, I did. And then the mining, I was a little more like diplomacy about it because it was a huge operation, and some of my people were working there.
So you couldn't just like blow the whole thing up.
I couldn't blow it up. Yeah. So I went inside though, and I'm inside. This is a long thing, but this is important. I'm inside just the mines, and I'm supposed to do something like find something, and douchebags are like hitting one of my natives.
Uh-oh.
Just like beating the shit out of him and calling him names.
Sure.
Killed all of them so fast. So fast. Brad, they weren't even alive for like a second.
I mean, sounds like they deserved it.
Yeah, dude. Oh. And by the way, my other rule is if any of the colonizers, I'm just going to call them colonizers. There's lots of different factions, but whatever.
Sure. They're all the same.
If any of them say savages, I kill them.
Oh,
I go for them. I go for them. They're in trouble. They're on thin ice.
That's very funny.
Because they say it all the time. And there's a real big point to this game. It's like a bunch of different messages in it. But like, you can't just go around. Your words have power, is what I'm saying. Words have power.
Very true.
And every time I heard it, I heard the other word that I won't say about natives. I heard that word, believe it or not.
Okay.
So I heard savages and I heard the I word. I'll just call it the I word. And it made me, and I heard the S word because I'm Hispanic too. So like, I heard crazy words growing up in high school. And the S word, if you know what the S word is, I don't know if I can. I should know.
We'll just assume that we know. We don't need to say it here.
Yeah,
That's fine.
But
you're hearing
the
racial
slang,
slurs
racial slurs,
yes.
And I was like, okay, that brings back those memories. So you're going down, And they so freely just call them that. So I was like,
yeah.
So, anyways, it's a cathartic game. I feel like it always makes me go back because I'm like, I want to fight for my people,
Yeah.
And on top of that, I was really, really like nervous on how they switched it up. And I just am having fun. Like, there's crafting. There's all the stuff you would see in an RPG. There's finding new shit. I feel like I'm always finding new loot. Exploring feels really good. There's kind of a monster element, so it's a little fantasy too.
Yeah.
It's fucking really good. Like I'm surprised.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, the last ones were pretty good too, so it shouldn't be that surprising.
Well, it's a surprise. I thought it'd be a surprise for you because I thought you saw like a lot of the reviews and people were saying that it was so different, and it was like not the same as the old Greedfall. So that's why I wasn't necessarily just chomping at the bit.
It's hard to say because I did play Greedfall 1 and 2, and I think they're both actually very good games. But I didn't finish either one. I think I don't know what happened. I just fell off of both of them, but I liked them both. So I think changing it up makes a lot of sense. To be honest, I haven't really looked into this one at all because I knew I didn't have any time on my schedule to cover it. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to let this one go because I can only pick and choose so many. So this was one that didn't make the cut, but hearing you talk about it, I mean, it sounds pretty good, man.
And by the way, I think this is Greedfall 2.
I thought it was 3. Is it
No,
not 3?
because I don't think there was a 2. Remember, it got delayed. There was 1, and there's DLC for 1, which you and I both played.
Maybe I'm thinking of the DLC.
Yeah,
perhaps.
I think this is Greedfall: The Dying World. Is Greedfall 2? Am I right?
We'll do some research. We don't
do that here.
Our research staff is currently on hiatus right now. So
they've been on hiatus for a very long time.
It's been a while. We're going to try to get them back as soon as possible, but it's not looking good right now. Today is not their day. Tomorrow's not looking good either.
If I put Greedfall 2 in, it says Greedfall: The Dying World. This is Greedfall 2.
So, okay, I must have been thinking of the DLC because if I remember correctly, they had a pretty expansive DLC. Like, it was pretty substantial, right? It wasn't just like a couple missions. It was like a whole big thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Did you play the
Uncharted
DLC?
New Worlds. Was that what it was called?
That must be what I'm thinking of. Okay.
It did feel almost like a big full other game.
Like a proper expansion.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah, but this is the second game, so.
Okay. Well, there we
Here's
go.
my mystery game. People, it's good. Yeah.
It's good.
It's good.
Mystery game. It's good.
It's good.
It's good. All right, Carlos, time check. We are on a little bit of a time crunch. Let's finish strong.
Okay.
With your next game, and I think we're going to skip all the rest of it just in the interest of time. So we're going to finish on Pokopia, which I feel like we kind of have to do because I feel like everybody in the world is playing this and talking about it right now. I don't have a lot to contribute. Full disclosure, I have not yet bought a Switch 2, and neither has my wife. It's on our radar, but we're kind of like saving up for some other like real world things right now. And so, I mean, not that Switch 2 isn't real world, but I mean, we've got like hella games to play as it is, and so we have to get a couple other things done that are like family household kind of things, and so we're kind of saving up for that. But this is kind of tempting. My wife is definitely interested. She definitely wants to play, and I didn't realize it was a Switch 2 exclusive, so neither one of us has a way to play it right now, but I'm sure that'll be rectified before too long. So I don't have any input on this, but I would love to hear your take. It's blowing up on our Discord. Everybody I'm talking to is playing it, and everybody's really loving it. Sounds like Nintendo's got a pretty bona fide hit on their hands. So, Carlos, walk us through Pokopia. I don't really know anything. Like, start us off at square one and give us the lowdown.
And I know we're slow on time, not low on time. Low on time?
Low and slow, just like a good barbecue.
Yes, but you need a Nintendo Switch because you're like a Switch person. Like,
I am, but I'm still playing the shit out of my regular Switch, though. That's the problem.
But you're a Switch. I don't. Okay. If I'm a PlayStation person and a new PS6 comes out, I'm getting a PS6. Like, I just don't. I don't.
True.
It doesn't compute.
I guess the thing that doesn't compute is that so far, I've got like 900 games in my Switch backlog, Switch 1, that I'm playing them every night, and I'm getting lots of use out of it. And I haven't heard anything on the Switch 2 that is a Switch 2 exclusive that has made me get the itch to jump, right?
I get it.
I'm just like, so this is the first one where I'm kind of like, okay, maybe. I'm not too jazzed about the Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
This one perhaps, but there hasn't been a lot of like only on Switch 2. Like a lot of stuff I'm playing still on Switch 1. And in fact, I'm getting a lot of emails still for Switch, like people advertising brand new games, people putting out new codes. Most of the stuff I'm getting still on Switch 1. So I don't feel like the critical mass is there yet, but its day will come. We're definitely going to get one for sure. So
the short version of this, because we'll keep it short, is it's a great game. And it is Animal Crossing with Minecraft. A little bit different than Minecraft in the fact that, it's definitely story-based creation stuff. Like if you're like...
What about Dragon Quest Builders? Is that in there
Dragon
too?
Quest Builders, yeah. I would say actually, now you brought that up, that's more Dragon Quest Builders than Minecraft. Because Minecraft just feels so wildly open. I don't know. It's all of them because this is a very huge land. You start off in a very small pocket of this like huge land. I call it island, I guess. But like the minute you get outside of it, I'm jumping ahead, but if the minute you get outside of your like starting area, you realize how fucking huge it is. It's fucking massive.
So it's huge. Okay.
Yeah. So that kind of mirrors the Minecraft thing of like, you're like, oh, well, look over in the distance, there's a mountain. But it's definitely a Pokemon game, and it's definitely an Animal Crossing game. But I would say it's an Animal Crossing game first. So this feels like Animal Crossing. Like, that's what I go to it for right now, which I like. And Animal Crossing, as you know, I still play it. My family and whatever, we visit and stuff. But there's very limited things you can do, and almost very limited things you can do together, as multiplayer.
Right.
But this...
Wait, question for you before you go
Yeah.
further. I don't really give a shit about Pokemon. Maybe I'm one of the very few people alive who just doesn't really care about Pokemon. Do you need to like Pokemon to get into this game?
No, and I don't either. So I don't buy the Pokemon games. So full disclosure, as you say, I don't buy them. And I don't either. I like Pal World because it was like just the creatures, and it was like running around a huge world with creatures. They didn't need to be Pokemon,
Gotcha.
And I know that has a copyright thing, but whatever. I just feel like this is a good mixture of the two games, and it really just feels like an Animal Crossing game. So the Pokemon that show up, to answer your question, are like, they're talking to you. So they have dialogue windows. They're not just saying their name over and over again, right?
Gotcha.
So they're talking to you like villagers would in Animal Crossing.
Okay.
But they're all like, it's a dialogue bubble. And so they have different, vibes and opinions. And like Hitmonchan is like, boxing everywhere. And he's like, has different, personalities and stuff like that. So the how the game works is, everything's destructible to a certain degree with different powers you get. But as your little character, you play as Ditto, this like morphing, Pokemon. But you can make yourself look like a human being. And you can like customize that in the beginning. So that's the first part. So you look like a human, right?
Okay.
All the time. But then every once in a while you'll turn into Ditto for weird reasons, and you will. But then as you meet Pokemon, they give you their powers. And that was pretty cool. I was like, oh, so I met the choppy guy. He has the chopping things. I don't know Pokemon. And so now I can do the chopping thing, and I can, cut down weeds. And I'm a Hitmonchan. I met him, and I can like box bricks now. I can break bricks.
So you're getting like abilities to manipulate your environment by making friends with the other Pokemon using their specific abilities, and because you're like the amoeba guy who absorbs stuff or whatever.
Yeah,
so
you absorb everything basically, and so
your moveset is growing.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
And it's very easy to get those powers. You don't have to do much. Just kind of a lot of them just give them to you, and you have like an inhale button, like a Kirby button, so you can literally inhale a lot of resources that are around you, which is very helpful. And you make a house. I made a quick little shack, and it looks like an Animal Crossing house inside. And then you can make houses for other Pokemon. But in general, you can make like environments. So you just like put together 4 pieces of grass, tall grass, and a Pokemon will show up. Or you put grass next to a tree, a different Pokemon shows up. You put grass next to a water, different Pokemon. So you're creating environments, and then they show up.
So this is like the Viva Pinata aspect that people were saying, where you need to, in order to attract the Pokemon, you need to have the living conditions, like you said, the grass or the water or whatever, and then you create this in your land.
Yep.
And then that Pokemon shows up somehow, and then when you talk to them, you get their power, which then lets you build more of the land, or do different things like that.
Yeah, not all of them give you powers. Just some are just Pokemon. And by the way, Magikarp, who's always like ridiculous, he was just in the water somewhere. So yeah, I didn't have to like make an environment for him. So the environments you're making, the Pokemon show up. So that's how they arrive. Besides Magikarp, for some reason, he was just in the water, flopping around. And I was like, hey, Magikarp, how you doing? And then, the game in general has story elements. Like I was telling you in text, like it's definitely like a more of a post-apocalyptic story, because like all the humans are gone, and you're like just like figuring out what happened. So you're getting little notepads and like, files and stuff, and there's a PC, and you work on the computer, and you're trying to restore like the Pokemon Center. And then you'll find like a door in a crater and stuff like that. And the door is like a old Pokemon Center place or something.
Is it like all blasted out? Are we talking like Mad Max kind of desolation, or what are we looking at?
No, like Minecraft,
just green
and rocks and dirt and stuff like that too. You're in a desert.
But the people are just gone.
But they're gone, and there's like remnants everywhere though. So there's a lot more remnare than I thought. And
are there skeletons? Are you finding
no,
dead people?
That'd be gross.
Oh, okay.
But I think there's going to be a very interesting storyline, and I listened to one of my friends who beat it. Like, there's like a campaign that you beat, you know? So it just makes me want to like go through that storyline. And along the way, you're doing all the normal stuff you would do in Animal Crossing and collecting stuff and building things. But yeah, it's just like I was telling Karis in the Discord. Everybody join our Discord. There's a
Shout out to Karis.
Pokopia Discord now channel. It's just like super addictive. There's something in the water. Like it's hours go by. Like it's done so well with challenges and stuff like that. All the things you would do in Animal Crossing. But it's just now with like more, like because you can create, because you can destroy and build things back up, it just gives you like, unlimited like things to do. It's super relaxing. It's a perfect, like I was saying, come down and relax moment before bed.
Is there combat in this game?
No
combat at all.
No, I don't think I don't know if there ever will be. The Pokemon are basically just like buds. You know?
Okay, so I mean, I figured with the Pokemon element, maybe you would still be doing battles at some point, but no battles whatsoever, huh?
I mean, haven't beat the game. I don't know. But
you haven't come across it.
No, and in the little profiles, it does tell you all the things about the Pokemon, and they're like, combat stuff is mentioned in there because that's what they're used for sometimes, you know?
But at no point are you like assembling a team or you're doing random battles or anything like that?
I don't see that being a thing. And,
okay, which would be fine. Totally fine. Yeah.
It just feels like an Animal Crossing game, really. That's what it is. So Animal Crossing and Pokemon, if you like that, you love it. That's the short answer. And also there's some other specialness that they do, which is like, it's just really hard to stop playing. It's like super relaxing.
Well, this sounds pretty good. Like I said, I mean, this is something that seems to catch my interest a little bit. I like games of this type when they hit. My wife is super interested. I mean, I saw her perk up when she saw the trailer and she's like, oh. And then we saw it Switch 2 and she's like, oh. And then so we'll get to it. But it sounds pretty promising. And like I said, everybody I've talked to, you and Karis and everybody else that's in the Discord, people not in the Discord, everybody seems to be loving it. Like, this is another one of these like universally liked games this year that is just like hitting on every level, it seems.
One other positive is that there's like the Dream World thing from Animal Crossing. Like, it's so frustrating because you have to be at a certain level in Animal Crossing to do certain elements of that game. Right? Like, you have to have progressed.
Sure.
And this one, immediately things are available, which I think is great.
Okay.
Like, it was like, you can buy these goggles, like you see weird islands that other people have. And I was like, oh, I can go right away. That's great.
Oh, that's cool.
And my friends can like come to my place like right away, even though it's like crappy looking. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have my brother over to my place and I'm going to go to his on the weekend and just see what, it looks like. So it just got multiplayer in mind. It seems like it's so open-ended, too, like to what you can make, more than like an Animal Crossing, I think, at times. I might be wrong there. I don't know. I haven't made enough stuff. But it just looks really fun, and it's super addictive. Get it. It's awesome.
All right. Sounds like a win. Okay. All right, folks. That is the game portion of the show. Now, normally we would talk about TV and movies that we have watched this week, but we are actually running short on time. Unlike most days, I am actually on a bit of a time crunch. Carlos, I know you got something to do as well. We were kind of just like sneaking the show in wherever we had time, and so we got to bounce. So we're going to skip the TV and movie portion.
But I'm gonna cough Sherlock. Okay, that's it. Like Sherlock. Go check Sherlock.
Sherlock.
Yeah.
Sherlock.
Young Sherlock. Sorry. Yeah.
Young Sherlock. Okay. All right, folks. So that is a show. Let's see. Before the closing music, if you could leave reviews, share it on social media, maybe spread word about So Video Games to your friends. Nothing beats good old word of mouth. We also want your questions and comments. Hit me up, sovideogamespodcast@gmail.com, or on social media on Instagram and Blue Sky. My name, BradGallaway, all A's, no O's. Carlos, where do you want people to reach you?
Glitch to the Ground this week, Crimson Desert. Can be a million videos. Glitch to the Ground.
1 million videos.
On YouTube or TikTok.
Excellent. Looking forward to those. And also, you can reach both Carlos and I in the So Video Games Discord. It is free to join. We got a great community of people growing every day. Free of charge. Just jump in. All you got to do is drop me a line. Hit me up on email. Hit me up on Blue Sky. Hit me up on Instagram. Just let me know that you want to come aboard. I'll send you an invite, and you can jump in and meet all the other cool folks that listen to the show, and we can all have a pleasant conversation. Finally, if you want to help support this show and also GameCritics.com with the host of Running Things, you can do that over at patreon.com/the So Video Games Podcast. Every single dollar helps, and €1 helps that much more. Folks, that's going to do it for the slightly abbreviated episode 479. Thank you so much for joining us here on the So Video Games Podcast, and I'll see you next week.
And I'll see you sometime soon. That's it.
Bye.
Bye.